Sometimes in life, it can be really confusing. Like you have no idea what to do. You don't know what direction you want your life to go in. And you pray and you ask God for direction. And I think sometimes we just confuse ourselves because we have so much noise in our head. And we're so concerned about what everybody says and what everybody's going to think that I think it clouds our judgment a lot. That's why it's important. You really have to go back to the root of what it is that you want, what it is that you desire, what are your true desires for this life and for yourself. Not thinking about anybody else's opinions or what they're going to think, even the most important people to you. Because at the end of the day, you have to live your own life. You have to live your own life. You care about what the people who love you, you care about. You don't want to disappoint them. By the end of the day, when you follow your own path, they'll see. They'll see eventually. They might be upset at first that you're going down the road that they wouldn't choose for you. But if that's where your heart is leading, then it will turn out all right. So number one, that's the important thing. You got to figure out what it is that you want, what direction you want your life to go. And then you ask God for it. You ask God for help. You ask Him for direction. You ask Him for wisdom, which is the most important thing. I was listening to a podcast today with Country Wayne on there, and he said there's knowledge and there's wisdom, and they're two different things, which is true. Knowledge is, yes, knowing, learning different things, but he said wisdom comes from God, and it truly does. It truly does. So we have to ask God for wisdom, because there might be a lot of things that you want to do, like it's not necessarily it's not a soul desire. It's just something that maybe you see other people do, or maybe it's just a fleshly desire. So there might be a lot of things that you want to do, but that doesn't mean it's wise to do it. So that's where the wisdom comes in distinguishing all of that. And it's not easy sometimes. It's not easy, because I know for me, I just always want to try and make the best decision that I can. And yeah, I do care what people think. But as I said, you really just have to go of what it is you truly want and what direction you want your life to go in. And other than that, you just have to take the steps to move into that direction. Because I truly believe that no matter what, even if you go down the wrong road, you're driving down the wrong road, I do believe that God will find a way to direct you back onto the path. I believe that. But sometimes you just have to take the action and move forward. At least move forward in a direction. If it's the wrong direction, you'll be redirected, like a GPS, rerouting. But you gotta at least take that step. So first, you gotta figure out, what is it that you really want? What is it that you desire? What direction do you want your life to go in? So that's number one. Number two, you ask God for help. What is the purpose that He put into you for you to fulfill? Ask Him for that purpose. And additionally, I believe that He'll also give us confirmation. because we might not be sure about this decision, or maybe somebody tell us, hey, you're really good at this, maybe this is the decision, this is the path that you should go into. I believe he'll give us confirmation, so at least somebody else will confirm, or maybe you'll have a feeling like maybe this is what I should do, and then somebody who had no idea what you were thinking about will say, yeah, I think you should do this. So I believe we'll get confirmation too about what it is that we're supposed to do. But you have to be brave. You have to live unafraid, and you have to be okay with taking chances, and you have to be okay that sometimes you're going to fall on your face, because sometimes that is your direction. Your direction is to fall on your face so that you can teach or show other people that sometimes you're gonna fall on your face, but God is so wonderful and just that he's there to pick us up. He's along with us for the journey, so he's gonna pick you up and he's gonna guide you back on the right path. But so often we're so fearful of living, we're so fearful of making mistakes that we really don't live. We're just going by one little step at a time, and we're not truly taking advantage of this life. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up. And it's okay. We learn from our mistakes, and we just strive to do better. Nobody is perfect. And unfortunately, in the church, they definitely look at everyone, and if you mess up, it's like condemnation. But nobody knows what happened in their life when they were younger, but when they get older, then they forget how they lived their life, and they don't give other people grace. And there's people don't talk about just life stuff in the church. We want everything to be sugar coated and beautiful and holy. All of that is good, but God specializes in mess. That's one thing that he does. He specializes in mess. And so it's not for us to just go out and wild out and do whatever we feel like, but we're learning. This life is a journey. We're learning how to be better. Sometimes we're gonna fall, we're gonna make mistakes, but thank God he's able to bring a message about from mess. There's always a message in the mess, and we can help other people be better. Other people can help learn from our mistakes to not make them, or sometimes at least they'll see us make this mistake, and maybe they're making or have made the same mistake, and they can see that there's hope after. There's hope to get out of the mess. Like, you don't have to stay there forever. You don't have to stay there forever. Thus, if you're like me and you're just a little bit confused, about exactly where to go, as I said, you do those 3 things. You really just dig deep about what you want for your life. How do you want it to look? You ask God, you take action, and you wait for that confirmation. And be okay to fall on your face. I hope you have an amazing day. And I hope you really and truly start to live the life that you're meant to live. May God bless you and keep you. Much love.